Good evening, and thank you all for having me here tonight. Happy to be here. As Jim mentioned, I was here a couple years ago. I did a strongman demonstration as part of the Samson talk and gave some of my testimony. I'm going to give a little bit more tonight and tell you how God has been at work in my life. I'm the owner and operator of Baltimore Kettlebell Club. Been a trainer for 20 years now and a gym owner for 15. Grew up in the Perry Hall area, having gone to Perry Hall Elementary, Middle, and High School. Went to 13th grade at Essex Community College and graduated from Towson University with a degree in exercise science. More importantly, I am a husband, a father of 5, and a follower of Jesus Christ. So the last 5 years have been extremely challenging for me, my family, and my business. Not necessarily in a bad way, but in a blind faith, trust in the Lord kind of way. I've had to move my gym 3 times in the last 5 years. Moving a gym is not easy. It's a lot of heavy stuff, right? The most recent landlord actually terminated our lease with like a 40-day notice. So it's been very stressful, but when you step back, you can see God's hand at work in it all. I'll do my best to lay out the big picture for you, but first let me say that I am here now due to a prayer request that was put in by a shared member of my gym and our church, or your church. It is. Yeah. I meant to say this church, but yeah. So my journey to become a trainer began when I was an overweight, out of shape teenager who was using drugs. So by the time I graduated high school, I had a full-on problem with addiction. And at 19, only through the grace of God and through strength training was I able to turn a new leaf, and I quit using. I say only by the grace of God because I know like maybe 1 or 2 people who have quit using hard drugs without without going to jail or prison, where I've known countless people who have either died, went to prison, or they're still battling addiction today. I say through strength training because that was the vehicle that God used to put me on a different path. Strength training taught me discipline and work ethic, and it gave me a positive pursuit for healthy habits instead of destructive ones. About a year after I stopped using, I went to work for a guy named Jay Nessel. He invited me to church. Church was Grace Fellowship Church in Timonium. That church, coincidentally, was the same church that my dentist invited me to a couple months prior. Now, I was raised Christian, and at that point I had been saved, but we never really attended church regularly. But with like 2 invites to the same church, I knew God was trying to tell me something. So I went once or twice, and then not again until I was 22, and I asked a girl to go there with me on a first date. That girl became my wife. She's back there. That church became our home and the place that I was baptized at alongside my mother and my brother. Jay Nessel had left that church long before any of that happened. He left that church to help start a new church. This church. Faith Fellowship Church. Here's where God's sense of humor comes in. I used to work in this very building when it was a Metro supermarket. It was a job I got fired from being a terrible employee with a drug problem. Now I'm getting ready to move my gym here. The Lord works in mysterious ways. So my mission is to instruct and inspire people to live stronger and healthier lives, and I have a heart for young people, particularly the juvenile delinquents of this neighborhood, because I was one of them. I want to show these kids the path to a better life through strength training, and God willing, help lead them to Christ. But it's actually the elderly that I have spent most of my professional career serving. I started in the industry as a senior fitness specialist working at Oakcrest Retirement Community. And my life's work has been our Strength After 60 program, which Towson University just finished a research study on. We're waiting for peer-reviewed publication, but preliminary results show that compared to other senior fitness programs, Strength After 60 showed superior outcomes in strength, improved balance, decreased fall risk, and has the potential to reverse osteoporosis. Today, our senior program is thriving, and it's actually bigger than our kids program. The average age is 75, with the oldest member being 82 and a half. She specifies half because whether you're 8 years old or 80 years old, you count by half years. What I love most about working with older adults is the immediate impact on the quality of life. Being able to get up off of the floor unassisted, or being able to walk without a cane or a walker, these things are huge. And older adults, they take their exercise seriously because the term use it or lose it is all too real to them. While we've been very intentional about creating a space for both young and old, the majority of our members are millennials and Gen Xers. So you can find us in the gym powerlifting and swinging kettlebells to 80s heavy metal or 90s hip hop. Unless there's church ladies in the group, then we play classic rock. So that's my history in a nutshell and why I do what I do. I was a troubled kid who found a passion for strength training, and that put me on a better life. That put me on a better path. It changed my life, and I've spent the last 20 years teaching other people the lessons that I've learned. Looking back, I can see this has always been a ministry. I just never called it that. Now, as we partner with Faith Fellowship, I'm excited to lean more into the spiritual side of coaching. As for the current state and future of the business, we've decided to become a nonprofit. Sendoza Family Fitness will operate under a couple different trade names: Perry Hall Strength and Conditioning for our youth program, Fall Prevention Fitness for our senior program, and of course Kettlebell Club, because that's what we're already known for. We've created a GoFundMe to help with our move, our mission, and our transition to a nonprofit. We hope to be settled in the next 2 weeks and to have 501c3 status in the next 2 months. We're asking for 3 things from this congregation. One is prayer. Please keep me, my family, and this ministry in your prayers as we make this transition. 2, volunteers. We're looking for volunteers to help coach the kids program and to be trained on how to run the satellite locations for the Strength After 60 program. And 3, spread the word. If you or anyone you know could benefit from strength training and is interested in personal or group training, please send them our way. As our partnership with Faith Fellowship continues to evolve, I'm just trusting in God and walking through the doors that He's opening. Proverbs 16:9 says, "A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps." And that sums up perfectly what's brought me here today. So thank you for welcoming me into this church, and I appreciate your time. And if anybody has any questions about my past, present, plans for the future, either personal or professional, please.
Where exactly is your gym going to be located?
The loading dock.
And that's the end of this building?
Yep, that would be the entrance. Would be around back. Actually, they put in a nice new sidewalk, and yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Yes, that's all we do is free weights. Yeah, kettlebells, and powerlifting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I have to say thank you really to everyone in the church, but Frank has been great about helping me get moved in there, and it's got the place looking amazing. It's crazy how much it's transformed in the I don't know, the maybe 4 weeks from when I first saw it to what it looks like now. Painted, it looks great. So thanks, Frank. Yes, sir. Yes, we do have a membership fee. There's a lot in the works with the nonprofit. I'm brand new to all of this, so I'm trying to figure out exactly how that's all going to be priced. But yes, there is a fee. Yeah. Yes. So That is my plan for that. Yes, I'd like to take this training to different senior communities, be it Oakcrest, where I used to work, or Erickson has locations all over the place, but Baltimore County Department of Aging, Brightview, any kind of senior living community. I figure it's probably easier for me to go to them than them to come to me. But what we've got, I think, with this senior program is really something special. The folks at Towson were very impressed. They said it was a novel study because uh, there's no power training for seniors, and that's one of the first things you lose as you age is strength with a speed component. And in athletes, you might train for power like with box jumps. We're not having our 82-year-olds jumping up and down off boxes, but they can swing a kettlebell safely, and that helps develop power. So
So will you have that also at this?
yes, ma'am. Yep.
That was part of my question. So you're going to have the over 60.
Correct.
too,
Yep.
And also probably at the senior center?
Eventually, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've got
That would be
two.
a great place to use.
Yeah, that's actually where our first class started was with, well, I guess you could say our first class was through Baltimore County Department of Aging. It was held at my gym, but it was run through them, and then it's just grown since. Yeah, yeah. We meet 3 times a week now, and plan to continue that schedule. Hopefully, open up a couple more classes in the next, few months. Yeah. Yes.
So how do we get information on becoming a member?
Well, right now you could go to Baltimore Kettlebell Club. I'm sure there'll be some more information coming out here. As I mentioned, they've got the name of the nonprofit will be Senadoza Family Fitness. I don't know how much we're gonna use that, or if it just redirects to one of the other websites. But right now, BaltimoreKettlebellClub.com has all of our information, and yeah, plans to move here February 1st. Great. Yeah, yeah, thank you. Anything else?
There are a few people here that come to you.
Yes, Jackie, good to see you again. And then the Yakis, the ones that put the prayer request in. It's funny. When we got the notice, I was telling people, like the members, like, look, it's not my business partner, but the guy that I shared a building with, Grapple Academy, he's a real estate agent. He was working with a commercial real estate broker. And so I knew he was anything that was listed, he was going to find. And I was like, the only way that I'm going to find something is if I know somebody that you don't, or if there's a unlisted or some kind of arrangement that's not, you know, not just advertised. And yeah, came through as a prayer request. So
Yeah, Lisa said in our house church, kettlebells changed my life. Not as much as Jesus, but they changed my life.
that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Well, thanks again, everybody.